You're forced to sing your piece all the way back home. Trouble occurs when you roll a number one and all of your opponents get a chance to move, but you have to stay at home. See, the entire game consists of one goal. Just get all four of your pieces from home all the way to the finish zone first, and you win the game. Doesn't that sound simple? But the problem is each player keeps running into trouble. Unexpected trouble, unanticipated trouble, unforeseen trouble. Every time you try to advance, something or someone keeps trying to set you back. Out of the blue, trouble, unforeseen trouble, unanticipated trouble, unexpected trouble. And Lady Bree and I, at the beginning of the global pandemonium of 2020, we were stuck in quarantine. Do y'all remember those fateful days? And we pulled the game Trouble out. We were so bored, we just started doing anything to pass the time away. And we discovered at least two things quickly. You cannot get through trouble correctly without consulting with the manual. You have to make sure you consult with the manual. You can play trouble without the manual, but you won't get through it correctly without consulting with the manual. The second thing we learned is the same trouble we played in the mid-90s is not the same game trouble we play in the mid-20s of the 21st century. Now, it's still trouble, but there's a different kind of trouble. You can still be in trouble, but it's not the same trouble that you had in previous decades. I don't know if y'all are listening. Yeah, it's still trouble, but it's a different kind of trouble. And you may have never played the game Trouble, but the person sitting right next to you, I'm talking about that one with their hair done, nails done, everything did. The person right beside you with that crispy hairline, just look at them. Don't they look normal? I mean, they put it on tonight. I mean, eyebrows on fleek, lip gloss popping. They iron their clothes, their pants are pressed, their shoes are shine, but that person sitting on your left or right, I dare you to just look at them. They know something about trouble. And whether you are a Republican or a Democrat or a liberal or independent, y'all, we are all in trouble. We all know a little something about trouble. When you will lower a flag half-mast for Charlie Kirk, but not lower a flag for Reverend Jesse Jackson, we are in trouble. When you've got more than 70,000 Palestinians who've been killed in a war that was supposed to end months prior to when it actually ended, we are in trouble. When our government was bullying universities to only admit certain students into their school while canceling DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion programs all across the nation, we are in trouble. And some of y'all were wondering, like me, why the Trump administration was tripping last summer on Harvard University with so much intensity. Well, allegedly, Trump's son was denied admission into Harvard. So now Mr. Trump started demanding that international students be kept out of the school so less qualified white children could be let in the school. We are in trouble. Lawmakers and senators blindly following behind the president, behaving like a fascist dictator, authoritarian leader, and they keep forgetting what America's prophet, the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. tried to explain in the 20th century when he said, we're all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. And you ain't got to like my sermon tonight. I ain't preaching this for you. I'm preaching this because God told me to preach it. And when it's your turn to preach, you preach your sermon the way God tells you to preach it. But tonight I came as a prophet of the nation to tell you everybody's in trouble. When you go through a government shutdown for 40 days and while the government is shut down, you snap benefits but find enough money to build your $300 million new east wing of the White House, we're in trouble. Ice and snow, you can't even deal with snow for dealing with ice. Detaining citizens and immigrants, and the Supreme Court supported it. And on top of that, you got a president who keeps hinting at the idea that he's going to run again in 2028. I told my church, if he runs again, you better find a new pastor because I'm moving to Africa. I've already dealt with him in 2016. I dealt with him. And in this one, I ain't dealing with a third term of this president behaving like he's out of control. Then your president finds a way to call a reporter piggy, and the next day call a reporter a stupid person, and then the next day call a governor retarded. retarded. And then the next they call a governor a big fat slob. And at best, all he's doing is projecting. You'll get that on the way home, because when you project, really you're saying what is true about you, but you keep putting it on somebody else. We're all in trouble. Yeah, we're in trouble, and it may be immigrants in trouble today, but it could be you in trouble tomorrow. It could be Palestinians and Venezuelans in trouble today, but it could be your country tomorrow. It could be black children in trouble today, but it could be your children tomorrow. And we're all in this thing together. So you can't just sit idly by and watch other people suffer and say that doesn't have anything to do with me. I like what Dr. Otis Moss up in Chicago said. He said, I know what can fix ice. Salt fixes ice. And the last time I checked, we are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And so it's not just enough to come to church and shout and have a good time when church is over. You can't just have church. You got to leave this church and go be the church, because we are in trouble. You got a president who's a convicted felon, keep kicking so-called criminals out the country. You got a president who keeps trying to kick immigrants out the country, and he's married to an immigrant. How, Sway? How you kicking immigrants out the country when everybody except indigenous people are immigrants? Everybody is an immigrant, either voluntarily or involuntarily. Isn't it funny? You can find the wherewithal to ban black history books, but you can't find a way to ban guns so our children can go to school and be safe. I told y'all ain't got to say amen tonight. It's my birthday and I'm preaching for Jesus. Yeah. And on top of that, in Black History Month, you gonna post an image of our first black president and first lady as apes and not apologize? Well, what I feel about it is monkey see, monkey do, and it takes one to know one. But we in trouble, y'all. And black folk keep getting kicked out of certain leadership positions. Do you know who we are? I need somebody on the last week of Black History Month to understand who we are as a people. If you don't think black folk are special, you better ask the Italian and the Portuguese and the Dutch and the European slaveholders who thought so much of us, knew we were so strong that we could survive a trip across the transatlantic slave trade of the Atlantic Ocean. And when we arrive in 1619 in Jamestown, Virginia, we could get off that ship, pick your cotton, grow your tobacco, raise your children, and still show up to church on Sunday and sing, I know the Lord will make a way somehow. If you think black folk ain't smart, if you think black people aren't resilient, you better holler at Tupac. He told you years ago, we're like roses out of concrete, and we know how to walk without having feet. If you're black and you're proud, and if you're white and you know black folk are special, somebody ought to celebrate black history. Yeah, we're in trouble.